Okay, in this last part of the demonstration for your getting started with your assignments, I'm going to show you how to turn stuff in. Let's pretend for a moment that I actually completed the assignment. You look here, you can see that I didn't complete it, but let's pretend that I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the material that I completed, I'm going to upload it to the server first. So let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up FileZilla, and I'm going to, for right now, I'm just going to use student 048 as my connection, just because it's one that I already have in here. But you would put in your student number, and I already have shown you guys an example of how to use FileZilla. You could use some other FTP provider, or not provider, application if you want. And put in a password, and it's going to connect. And so what I want to do is I want to find in my applications, be here, because I've got my stuff stored in MAMP. So if you're on Windows, it's probably, your stuff's probably going to be in the C drive, XAMPP, and then htdocs. So I'm looking in MAMP, and then I'm looking in my htdocs folder, and here's my project 1. Okay, well, this is the first time I've ever uploaded anything at all, so I'm just going to take the whole project and I'm going to drop it up there. And these other things are things from the previous demonstrations that I showed you. And so it's going to transfer all those files up there, and when it's finished, we can actually go to our site on the class server through the browser and look at it and make sure it looks okay. Okay, I think it's finished uploading, and if you want to double check, you can always look down here and see that there's no more activity, otherwise there'd be a bunch of stuff still happening. Okay, so what I want to do now is, this is my localhost version, so let's go ahead and I'm going to open this new one, and I'm going to go to my directory, student048.bcotner.com. And it should give me a directory listing, so I'm going to go to project 1, and it's going to take a second for the images to load. Go to 1, because this is the exercise 1. It's the one that we need to test. And oh, here, we're already on the page. And this is as much as I actually got done. But you know, if you want to go ahead and transfer your files up here, you can, and make sure everything looks okay on the server even before you're finished if you want. Or the other thing is, if you're having a problem and you cannot figure out how to do something, you can put your stuff up on the server and then let me know that you need some assistance. And that's the only way I can really help you generally, is if I can look at your original source files. You're trying to describe the problem to me sometimes helps, but usually I kind of need to look at the source code. You could start by trying to describe it, but what's not useful is for you to go, I'm getting an error message, I don't know what to do. And then you don't give me any source files. Well, that's not helpful. So now, here's the other thing. So I just transferred the entire project folder. You don't have to do that every single time. So let's say that you had just completed project 2. Or not project 2, but exercise 2. Let's go into our project site on our local host and on our remote site. It's connecting to the server. And anyway, so what I want to do is I want to go and find the file that I would actually have changed. And the file that I would have changed would have been in the includes. So I could go into includes on the remote host as well. And then let's say that I needed to replace a file. Let's say that I had done something additional on exercise 1. Well, I could just take this file, move it over, and update the file. It should ask me if I want to overwrite it, and I can say yes. And then it's updated. Okay, so, and then you could check and look at your updates. That's something you can do instead of having every single time to, you know, upload the entire folder. So just make sure that, you know, you're not only uploading these files and nothing else. Like if you just give me e1.php, e2.php, and none of the other folders like the CSS and none of the other stuff is there, I'm not even going to look at it for a grade. That's not what I want to see. I want you to start thinking about doing stuff like this in like a full-blown concept, full site with all the support files and everything, because you need to start seeing how these things work together in congruence, not just doing little test scripts everywhere. All right, so we uploaded it, so you're not done turning it in though. Let's close that out. What I'd like for you to do at this point is I want you to go into Blackboard. There's one last step for turning something in. I need to know that you're actually done, okay? Because a lot of times, people will put their files up on the server and they're in progress and they're trying to work out problems and stuff, and I can't know if I'm supposed to be grading something or not. And I do accept late work. I don't for the very final project, but I do for everything else pretty much. And so, if your work is late and you're still working on it and you want to actually complete it properly, I'm not going to grade it if it's got a bunch of error messages and stuff. And so I need you to go and turn it in officially. And to do so, what you can do is go to your assignments here. Oh, that's where we are right now. So you'd click Assignments, and it would take you, well, let's just do that. Click on Assignments. And then if you're going to turn in an exercise, go to Exercises. Oh, and by the way, I've got edit mode turned on. You're not going to see all of these things, right? Build content assessments. Sorry about that. And then you're going to go into exercise 1 to turn it in. And then here's the exercise. And here, I'll open up this a little bit more. And down at the bottom, it has all the way down to the bottom, it says completing it and turning it in. This tells you all the stuff that the assignment's going to cover, so you can look at your other things. And it tells you that you need to upload your files, you need to blah, blah, blah. And then basically what you need to do is you need to copy the URL from your page here. Copy that, which is what I just did. And then you're going to go ahead and submit your assignment by clicking here. For some reason my computer just got really slow. And or Blackboard, I'm not sure which one. And then what I need you to do to turn it in is you just need to go down to the bottom here, and in the comments, just paste it. Okay? Just tell me. And then if you want to add anything else, like if you know that you're not really finished or you kept getting error message and you couldn't resolve it and you need to explain something, you can explain something in your comments. And then just hit submit. That way it shows up as needing to be graded in my gradebook, and I know that that your intent is that you're finished to the point where you're ready to turn it in, and I need to evaluate it. Now I will grade something, and if let's say you're having problems with it, but you just wanted to get it turned in, I will accept a revision. If you go back and you finish it and you fix it, I will accept a revision. You won't get full credit, but you can get a much higher grade. But even if you do it perfectly the second time around, I'm not going to give you 100%. But if it's up from to a 75 from a 50 or something, that's still extremely helpful. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the thing on turning in your assignments and getting started with your assignments. Just let me know if you have any questions. You can also post questions about that kind of stuff in the FAQ discussion board.